Okay, let's look at a solving simultaneous equations question. This time, instead of using an elimination, we're going to try and use substitution. Substitution is where you rearrange one of the equations given to make either y or x a subject, or whatever the variables are, and then substitute that new equation into the other one given. So, we're going to have a go at this question here, which says solve 3x plus y equals 7 and xy plus x squared equals 6. Now, it's up to you what you do here. And there's many different ways of getting this answer, but I'm personally going to rearrange this top equation to make y the subject and then substitute our new equation into here. Now remember, because we're looking at an x squared, we're potentially going to have two different set of coordinates where these two lines and curve would meet. So let's rearrange this top equation to start with. So 3x plus y plus 7 equals 7. So rearrange that. So we're going to make y the subject. So I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. So y equals 7 minus 3x. And there we go. We now have a new equation with y the subject. So now I'm going to take that equation and I'm going to substitute it into this one. So y, where this y here will be replaced here by 7 minus 3x. So we're going to sub, let's call this number 1 and this number 2. Let's sub 1 into 2. So remember, wherever y appears, we're going to replace it by 7 minus 3x. So x, now it's y in the original, so now I'm going to put 7 minus 3x plus x squared equals 6. Now let's play around with this so we can get a quadratic to solve. So expand this first bracket, so 7x minus 3x squared plus x squared equals 6. So the minus 3x squared and the x squared, that becomes minus 2x squared, and that's equal to 6. Now we want to get this so we've got everything on the one side and the other side equal to 0. Now because we're looking at a minus x squared, I'm going to suggest we move everything from the left hand side over to the right hand side, because that will eliminate this minus 2x squared. It will make it a plus 2x squared. So well, firstly let's add 2x squared to both sides. So we've got 7x equals 2x squared plus 6. And secondly, now let's subtract 7x from both sides. So 0 is equal to 2x squared minus 7x plus 6. Okay, now we've got a quadratic here which we can factorise. Now, because it's a prime number at the start and it's 2, we're going to have brackets of 2x and x. Now what we need to look for are two numbers that multiply together to make 6. So just at the side I'm going to write all my options down, so I could have 1 or 6, or we could have 2 times 3. Now because it's a positive and we're looking for a negative x, both parts of the bracket must be negative. So negative, negative, because remember a positive times a negative, a negative times a negative gives you a positive. Now one of these numbers is going to be times by 2. So if we look at the top one, if we times 1 by 2, you get 2. And if you times, so 1, so that'd be minus 2, take away 6 would be minus 8. If we did it with 6, that would be 12. So minus 12 minus 1 would be minus 13. Let's try 2. Well, 2 lots of 2 is 4, so that'd be minus 4 minus 3, which gives us minus 7. So that works. So in our bracket, we're going to make sure we put the 2 over here, because that's going to be doubled, and the 3 here. So our two values of x are x equals 2 and the value that makes this first bracket equal to 0, which is going to be 3 over 2 or 1.5. So 3 over 2. So there are two solutions for the x. Now we're asked to find the y part as well. So all we have to do now is take our two solutions and sub them into here. And if we sub them into here, we're going to be able to find our y component. So we're going to sub x equals 2 and 3 over 2 into y equals 7 minus 3x. I'm just going to check that's correct. 7 minus 3x. Fine. So now we can substitute both of these two values in to find out the y part. So let's just split my page into two. So this is my x equals 2 side, and this is my x equals 3 over 2 side. So y 7 minus 3 times 2, well 3 times 2 is 6, so it's 7 minus 6, which is 1. So that means one coordinate where these two lines meet are 2, 1. And the other side, so it's y equals 7 minus 3 times 3 over 2. So 3 times 3 is 9 over 2. So that's 4.5. So y equals 7 minus 4.5. Which if you do, you're left with 2.5, which is the same as 5 over 2. So the other coordinate where they cross is the coordinate 3 over 2, 5 over 2. And there's our 2 points where these two equations intersect.